Duncan stood on the apron, holding the money in the bank briefcase out in front of him, the arena cheering. "This is it! Duncan won Mr. Money in the Bank. The Brotherhood better watch out," Ben exclaimed. Behind him, the remaining members of the Brotherhood had disbelief written on their faces. Parker and Raven helped the Rev as they exited. Aries nodded to Duncan. Eli Hammer sulked in a corner of the ring as Link and the Warden gave him high fives. "I should have won that," the commentator mics picked up Eli's voice. "I should have been Mr. Money in the Bank, not him." Eli Hammer is enraged about his current situation. "Maybe next year, Eli," Isaiah said. Backstage, Anna Walter was getting last-minute things ready when a shadow slowly passed behind her. Looking around, she spotted Raven slinking in the shadows. "You?" Anna said, slowly turning towards her. Raven stood there staring, a lifeless expression on her face. "What a fantastic return. Both you and Iron Maiden. I applaud you for not giving up, though I question why a woman like her would throw all of that potential away and, wrestle." Anna gestured to her. "Have you forgotten who you are? You're Phoenix. You discovered Mothman and got credited by it. Do you even remember your real name?" "Olivia Summers?" A slight glimmer shone in her eyes, then fading again. "That name is irrelevant to me. She's dead, Kay. The Raven's here to stay. There's nothing you can do about it." Anna was about to leave when Raven stopped her. "If I remembered, you possess the gifts of the ancient soothsayer?" Anna nodded. The lights flickered for a few seconds, then went back to normal. An easel appeared in front of Anna. "What is the point of this?" Anna asked. "I want you to draw for me. Show me what I desire." Anna said, "I can only predict the truth, the inner soul, and its true intentions." Raven turned to her, sad expression on her face. "I just wanted to remind you who gave you that second chance to start over. You attacked me in that hell in a cell, leaving me there to die," Anna argued. "I could have killed you, but I was feeling generous today." A grin spread across Raven's face. "So why don't you draw me that sweet victory over everyone?" Reluctantly, she picked some oil pastels and began working her magic. "I would like to warn you again, you might like what you see." Raven didn't flinch. "That's fine, I trust you." Anna began watching over her shoulder. A few seconds later, she was done. She revealed it to her and the crowd, fans cheering. It was a depiction of the ring in pieces, the outline of a figure on the third rope holding what looked to be a cat. Confused, Raven said, What does this mean?" She pointed to the cat. "Whose cat is that? That my cat?" Anna only smiled, saying, "That is your downfall." Shaking her head, Raven said, "Nonsense. Are you playing with me?" Anna shook her head. "They are the truth," she said, her face darkening to a scowl. In a low and distorted voice, she said, "It would be bad if it was your cat." Turning to face Raven, eyes glazed over, she switched back to her happy-go-lucky self. "And it's the only way you can be saved, hee-hee-hee." "I already am," Raven said. "I am purified by him, changed by him." Anna smiled, saying, "Wonder what he'll say." She made a gesture of throwing something away. "Oh well, I get to play with you in the women's Money in the Bank match with you. That'll be fun." The camera cuts to another scene where Link, Duncan, Cody, and Eli Hammer were all talking about the match and playing a game. The room is set up like a house with things on the walls, the mantel, an old dusty fireplace, occupying half-inch shelves with books sit next to it. The only thing on the mantel was a gold ring that had letters engraved around it with Liv's name. A flat screen hung on one of the walls with several consoles on a shelf below. Aries shows up, looking pissed as always. He was carrying a bag. "That guy had it coming," Aries said as he pulled out a metal casing. Duncan looked over at it. "You brought it? Give me a few days. That PC is going to be running smooth for you." Good, Aries said. You know that bastard dad and his son have been waiting do die since 10 years ago. What you mean? Duncan asked. Well, for you mortals, you all have to die at some point. Sometimes I want to do it myself, but that's besides the point. His father has created an occult because they found a way to live forever. I can't let that slide by. Plus, your life will be depressing as shit, so why live long in the first place? Looking to Duncan, he said, if there's even a trace of your cousin left in that thing, it's a lost cause. She's under his control now, Duncan. I'd cut your losses. Duncan shook his head. There was some of her left when she saw her cat. You gotta get that cat here somehow. It's the only way to do it, Aries said. Couldn't you just teleport her here? Or summon an army to take them away? Duncan asked. You know I could do that or not. He laughed. I got shit to do, Aries said. Whatever, Cody said. He's online playing games most of the day. Yeah, I don't want to put up with doing everything for everyone. I prefer to join in the historical battles of history. He pointed to the crowd. And this is history here in the WWE universe. Leaving, he said, I would rather you figure that out when you get to it. He stopped. Your next question, I'm not here to kill. As a warrior, I know the rules of combat, the WWE is entertainment, and I would like to be part of the show. Is Aries more involved than we all thought? Ben asked as Monty got in the ring. WWE Universe, the fans cheered. Are you ready for some wrestling? More cheering from the fans. The following is scheduled for one match, and it is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. The 8 women competing stood in the center of the ring as Chapman said the rules. The only way to win is using the ladders to get to the briefcase. The first to grab it wins. There are no pinfalls or submissions, got that? They nodded as Monty made his way back to the podium next to the timekeeper as he rang that bell. Raven launches herself into the arena, grabbing one of the rungs of the ladder, swings across the ropes, bouncing into Mankind, all involved flying in different directions, Ben exclaimed. Smoke trails left by Raven as she streaks through the skies, suicide dive into Claire Nation, sending her flying. Black Ice has a hold of Anna's leg, attempting to pull her off the ladder. Just then, Anna shivered, the camera picking it up. You notice? Isaiah asked. Anna shivering from the touch of the Ice Queen. What does she have for the WWE Universe? There's your answer, Ben said as ice crystals began to form on the ladder. Black ice is touching the ladder, turning it to ice, a cold draft throughout the Olympia Hale Arena. Anna is not sure what to do. Climb the rest of the way up? Then, Anna looked down, a terrified look on her face. Anna is terrified of heights. She's halfway up, black ice kicking the ladder, Anna falling screaming to the mat. Anna was almost there, but she froze in terror. Something black ice took advantage of, Isaiah said as ice trails covered the ring. A side of black ice the WWE Universe has witnessed today, Ben said. Black ice glided across the ring, heading over to Raven, picking her up, bending her backwards, flipping her onto her head into the Sister Abigail. Ben said, fans cheering. Now that their ladder is open, Raven going for the first rung. Is she going to climb the ladder? Instead, Zelda steps out in front of her, beating her to the first rung. It's Zelda, the current women's champion. She was in NXT with Link, and she became NXT Women's Champion a couple years later, Ben said. She's got to have a plan to get up that ladder without anyone getting in her path. There Zelda was, gingerly climbing the ladder, brushing off the sheets of ice as she went. A hand grabbed her ankle, pulling hard on it, causing her to almost fall. Zelda looked down to see Claire Nation smiling innocently at her. Zelda kicked her leg down, releasing the hand. Grabbing it again, she twisted her leg, causing her to get flung off. Claire Nation? How devious, Ben said. It's every woman for herself, Isaiah said. Money in the Bank can be a cruel match, especially if there's a contract involved. Iron Maiden capitalizing on Zelda's mishaps, and a big right to the ribs of Zelda brings the champion down to the canvas. This caused the crowd to chant. Maiden has a plan, but before she can execute it, here comes Mankind with a running shoulder tackle. Both women go down to the mat, Ben exclaimed. Iron Maiden turns her attention back to Zelda. Zelda, turn around. She's behind you. Too late as Zelda gets sent flying across the ring into the hands of the Raven. She'll pick her apart, Ben said as Raven picked up Zelda, holding her upside down, her head close to the mat. She put her hand across her throat like a guillotine. That's the guillotine chokehold. Is Raven going to make the champion submit? Ben asked. Remember, there are no tap-outs, submissions, or disqualifications. The first one to the top of the ladder gets the briefcase. Claire Nation spears Raven from behind, causing her to dropping the champion, Isaiah said. Claire Nation and Raven exchanging blows with each other. They used to be good friends until the Brotherhood got a hold of the sacred Ula Fala, the necklace given to Link by Roman Reigns, after his defeat at WrestleMania 40. The Queen of the Byron sector is the only intergalactic WWE superstar on the roster. How do you think she feels about the Raven? Ben asked. Probably betrayed, especially in front of so many people. She's alone unless she decides to make a faction with some of the other women here. This is pointless, Raven yelled. The Brotherhood will win that briefcase, and there is nothing you can do about it, she said, smugly. Raven thinks she's already secured the victory for the Brotherhood. She's not near any of the ladders. Meanwhile, Black Ice is taunting Anna from across the ring as she begins her climb up the ladder, Ben said. Noticing Black Ice climbing the ladder, Raven started following her. Using the wings, she flew above Black Ice, only to get swatted out of the air. Using the wings, she glided down to the mat, only to get tackled by Mankind and Claire Nation. Both Claire Nation and Mankind working together to stop Raven, taking her to the top rope. Ben exclaimed, "Double suplex." During all of this, Black Ice has an opportunity to climb up the ladder to the briefcase. She's already halfway up. There are bodies littering the ring. No one's in her way. She's got those long arms. She could reach it from where she is, Ben said as she reached up, grabbing the briefcase. There's Mankind! As she launches herself across the ring onto the ladder. The crowd went wild as the two women fought on the ladder. Mankind has the upper hand as she knocks Black Ice off the ladder, grabbing the briefcase. And your winner for Miss Money in the Bank, she is Mankind.